Oh, what a joy to be alive, because it is Friday, my favorite day of the week. Not just because, the weekend has finally arrived, but because that means I get to spend some time with you all, our lovely viewers, and I get to tell you all about the amazing things that are happening in Arrow's senior living communities. Today is Friday, that day, June 21st, 2024. My name is Lenny Hernandez, and I am so excited to share this amazing episode with you because we have had some fantastic times in Arrow communities, such as Father's Day brunches and events honoring the great dads in our communities, Juneteenth celebrations and educational events, showing off our amazing colors for Pride Month, and finally sending well wishes to residents for their beautiful milestones. In a world full of tough, heartbreaking moments, what a privilege it is to be able to bring you such joy and happiness. So let's get to it, shall we? Welcome to Arrow Nicely News. Bow. Well, to start things off, we've got some residents who deserve a big shout out today. Shout out! First off, we'd like to wish a happy 101st birthday to Nell at Vitalia Strongsville. Happy birthday, Nell. But Nell's not the only 101st birthday to celebrate today. A very happy birthday to Catherine at the Westbury, who also turned 101 recently. Happy birthday, Catherine. Then over at Rock Creek Senior Living, they had a couple couples celebrate their anniversaries. Happy anniversary to Karen and Denny, who marked 52 years together, and a happy anniversary to Bob and Bev, who celebrated their 63rd anniversary. Ah, young love. Again, we hope that you all had the happiest of occasions from all of us here at Nicely News. Next up, it's time to celebrate that special man who showed up, who let you put makeup or stickers on him whenever you wanted, who lifted you up, taught you everything he knows, and is always ready with a terrible, wonderful pun, Dad. Yes, community celebrated Father's Day this past weekend, and boy did they pull out all the stops. They cooked up delicious brunches featuring amazing food and drink. There were also incredibly fun events, such as Donuts with Dad. Some communities welcomed entertainers to perform live music, and others had car shows with awesome vehicles for all the motorheads out there. Our communities are full of fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and maybe one or two great-great-grandfathers, and they deserve to be celebrated. So here's to you all of you amazing dads out there doing the work, sending the love, supporting your children for who they are, and helping them succeed in this world and become whoever they want to be. Happy Father's Day, yo. June 19th, otherwise known as Juneteenth, is a day that celebrates the arrival of General Gordon Granger of the Union Army to Galveston, Texas, to announce to the enslaved people of Texas that they were free. This happened on June 19th, 1865, over 2 full years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by President Lincoln. So this holiday doesn't celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation, but instead honors the day that the last enslaved people of the United States were finally freed. While to honor Juneteenth, Arrow Senior Living released a Juneteenth conversation with Ayanna King, the latest in our diversity and inclusion speaker series.
Even if folks are not from the Black community, they can and should still both acknowledge, honor, and even celebrate Juneteenth. So you might be wondering, well, how can I do that? What are some ways that I might be able to do that?
I think we need to learn to accept people and their differences and their unique quality.
That's right.
And it's not easy for our culture to do. We have to work at that some.
Yeah. And we are working at it. Like you and I are working at it right now. So even when people are saying, how might I celebrate? How might I honor? How might I acknowledge? You are really taking a step in doing that right now because you are wanting to learn about it. Now, some other ways that people might choose to honor, acknowledge, celebrate, you can go to African American museums, museums of African descent with African history, right? You can engage in community celebrations.
In Detroit, there's some pretty good Black.
Yes, the Charles H. Wright Museum, the Detroit Historical Museum, lots of museums will have celebrations. All folks should attend those. It's a really wonderful way for you to both understand the cultural significance of Juneteenth, which, by the way, was not made a national holiday until 2021 under the Biden administration. So there are some things that you can do to honor and celebrate, and immersing yourself in learning is a really great way.
Communities held viewings of the video and educational events of their own to learn about the holiday and why it's important to celebrate. Well, if you haven't seen the video, please check it out by using this QR code right here or follow the link in the description. It's right there. Juneteenth is a beautiful holiday, and learning about it is an important step to understanding our nation, Black culture, and history, and finding the best way to move forward toward unity. Happy Juneteenth, everyone! Now we're going to let our rainbow colors fly high as we check out communities' Pride celebrations. Pride Month is celebrated the entire month of June and is a time dedicated to the celebration and commemoration of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer pride. Pride Month began as a liberation protest in 1969 following the Stonewall riots and has become a national celebration for all of those marginalized groups. Arrow communities are welcoming and inclusive homes, so of course we support and celebrate the LGBTQ communities and their pride. Arrow released a Pride Conversation with Cameron, a part of our diversity and inclusion speaker series to help educate about Pride, what it means for the youth of today, and how seniors can support LGBTQ youth.
Donating to LGBT nonprofits that focus on LGBT youth, I think, is a great way to support. Because we do a lot of work on making sure those who have faced rejection kind of can live full lives, right? Providing a lot of support resources, because not everyone needs to be an expert in LGBT youth, and we fortunately are. But also kind of calling out when people are kind of saying things that maybe aren't okay, I think in our personal circles would be good. Because silence can kind of be attributed often to accepting what's being said. That's a huge thing in schools right now that we're working on as teachers, hearing kids call each other slurs and then not saying anything. And then the LGBTQ students just immediately attribute that teacher to be okay with what's being said. Mm-hmm. In reality, those teachers are like, I don't like that, but in this climate, I don't want to say anything, right? So I think just really calling that out when you see it. And again, just being supportive, being an ally. It's fortunately not rocket science. It's rather simple to just support the group. Yeah.
Just create a safe space for that person to talk, tell their story, and keep it to yourself. Like you say, don't gossip about it. That's not what it's about. It's about them feeling safe enough to tell you what's on their mind. And that's just takes listening and being empathetic to them.
Team members and residents marched in pride parades to show support for the LGBTQ community. Within the communities, we held pride celebrations with our annual Rainbow Week, where residents and team members dressed in a different color of the rainbow every day of the week to show support. The week ended with amazing rainbow happy hours that pulled out all the stops. Everyone has someone that they love who is a part of the LGBT community, whether they realize it or not. And it's vitally important to show them that they are loved and are safe with us here inside Arrow communities. We hope that this Pride Month has been joyous and affirming to all of those in the LGBTQ community. And we want you all to know that here at Arrow, we see you, we support you, and we stand with you. Happy Pride to you all. Well, and that'll do it for this week's episode of Arrow Nicely News. What an incredible episode that was. And I don't know about you all, but I am absolutely pumped to start this weekend feeling, how am I feeling? I'm feeling incredible. Be sure to come back in 7 short days for even more delightful stories and heartwarming tales from around Arrow communities. Well, until then, everyone, for Arrow Nicely News, I'm Lenny Hernandez. Have a wonderful weekend, an even better week, and we will see you all next Friday. And a shout out to my daddy-o. Happy Father's Day.